Hello, lovely people. Welcome to the C Spot. I am Chef C. This is the C Spot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. So today I'm gonna do a little flashback. I don't know about y'all, but I grew up with Hamburger Helper, and I grew up with it, and then I raised my kids on it up to a certain point, and then when I started reading the ingredients in the box, I let it go, and I started making my own. So today we're going to do something similar to a hamburger helper. We're going to call it a hamburger casserole because it's got ground beef. It's got lots of veggies because I'm pro veggie here, and we're going to use some chickpea pasta. I got the shells today. This is from Banza, so I'm not sponsored by Banza, but that's what I use. Because we're doing ooh, that got hot. We're doing low carb, right?
Right.
So I've got ground beef. I'm using a half a pound of ground beef. It's only two of us. But you can use ground turkey. Yes, you can use ground turkey. So there's no differentiating between the recipe. Only difference is if I would use ground turkey, I'm going to use a little bit more spices. Ground turkey tends to be a little bland. We're pro flavor here, so we gotta have flavor.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've heard me ramble. Let's cook. Right on. All right. So we've got our pan heated about medium. This is some avocado oil I have in a spray bottle. I'm going to put a little bit in here just so the meat won't stick off the back. Now, I'm probably going to have to drain this beef a little bit. But maybe not. It is hot. You'll notice that my ground beef was in a different package. It's not the actual grocery store package. And the reason for that is because when I buy the ground beef at the grocery store, it comes in a pound pack. We know this, right? It's a whole pound. As soon as I come home, I split it in half. Food saver, a half of it. So I can get 2 meals out of one pack of hamburger. Because again, there's only two of us here. Two. So that's a lot of food. And I don't like to lose food if I don't have to. So we're just gonna brown our ground beef, or your ground turkey, or your ground chicken. And then we're going to add in some veggies. We're gonna see how lost my train of thought. We're gonna see how much oil is released from this ground beef, and we'll take it from there. I had to put my apron on because anytime I cook stovetop, I tend to splash everywhere, and then I have all these nice shirts that have like a grease stain here, there, and everywhere. It doesn't ever seem to come out. All right. So what we have over here on the side is I've got 1 carrot and 1 stalk of celery that I've diced. We got 2 cloves of garlic. I've got a half a bell pepper. I've got 1 jalapeno that I've diced, and I've got a shallot. So if you don't want to get a shallot and you have an onion, then use your onion. I just use a half an onion if I was going to use an onion, but you can use onion in place of a shallot. I just had shallots, so I'm doing shallot. If you don't know what a shallot tastes like, I will tell you that for me, it's a cross between an onion and garlic. So it's a mixture of the two. But I like garlic, so we're pro garlic here. So I'm gonna add some more garlic on top of what we got. Okay. And I've got mushrooms because I like mushrooms. This is about 4 baby bella mushrooms, otherwise known as cremini, that I have cleaned, and then I've just quartered them. Everything else is diced. Small dice. Small dice. All right, so we got a good browning go. I'm gonna have to. There's not a lot of grease in that pan. I'm gonna leave it. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot my tomatoes. You're gonna need about. Okay, so this is where you can use either a can of diced tomatoes. You can use no tomatoes. We might go without tomatoes today. We'll see. One with the Trinity. We've got our shallot. Well, my version of the Trinity. We've got the shallot and carrots in. Now, a lot of y'all are gonna ask that question of, can I do this in the Instapot? Why, yes, you can. You would saute, put your Instapot on saute to brown your ground beef. Once your ground beef is brown, then you're gonna throw everything in, toss it a little bit. We're gonna put some seasonings in here with it. Add your liquid. Add your pasta. I'm gonna set it for about, I do about 8 minutes because we're just gonna get the pasta done. Back in the bowl, back in the pool, back in the pool, everybody in the pool. And I still forgot my tools. How special am I? We're gonna add in our garlic. I usually do the garlic after I do the onion, simply because I said I was gonna add 2 cloves. Doesn't matter who minced your garlic, as long as you got your garlic. So if you want to use the garlic out of the store that's in the jar, use the garlic in the store out of the jar. Use your convenience items if you need to. There's no shame in that. There's no shame in that at all. All right, we're gonna cook those a little bit more so they get soft. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my bell pepper and my jalapeno. All right, so if you don't like heat, deseed it. If you don't like jalapeno, you can't have capsaicin. Leave the bell pepper and the jalapeno out. This is a healthy hamburger casserole. So I've got lots of veggies. I don't know, sous chef. You want tomatoes or no?
Negative.
Okay, tomatoes left out. All right, so we're gonna let this cook for just a little bit, and then I'm gonna add my mushrooms. And then we're gonna talk everything cheese. I'll be back in a minute. All right, so I've got the mushrooms in, and they're cooking down nicely. Move that out the way. Let's go in with some spice. Let's talk spice. So I've got our house seasoning. If you didn't, okay, so since the house seasoning, y'all won't have it. Ha 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 ha. You can use any kind of seasoning mix, seasoning blend you have. You want to use your Lawry's, you can use your Lawry's. You want to use Morton seasoning salt. That's about 2 teaspoons of your seasoning spice. I'm gonna use a teaspoon of oregano. And a teaspoon of paprika. I love my grandma. Salt and pepper to taste. And this is just my salt and pepper mix. Remember, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. I've got 2 teaspoons of salt to 1 teaspoon of pepper. Now, let me give you a little hint. This back in the pool. You want to make a chili? Start it out like this. A good, hearty, healthy chili for the winter time or anytime. We eat chili all year round. It's no season excluded. All right, everything's cooking down really nicely. We're gonna go in with liquid. All right, because now we're gonna cook our banter. Now, here's my disclaimer. You don't want to cook it all in one pot, then don't cook it all in one pot. You can cook your pasta noodles separate and then just add them in right before add them in when you add your cheese. You can do that. I'm going to cook all of mine in one pot because this is going to be a one pot meal. All right. So I've got 3/4 cup of veggie stock and half a cup of water. Maybe a 1/4 cup. Right on it. I'm gonna let that come to a simmer, and then I'm gonna add in a cup. A cup. If I can get into the box. Hey y'all, I can't tell you how happy I am that Sous Chef is with me today. He found time to play with Chef C. I'll work on that. That's a half cup measure, so I'm gonna do 2 of those. Or I can just go get the full cup. What's the matter with you? You got all these tools. Sous Chef's like, what? What? Everybody wants to jump out of the pool.
The pool's hot.
Well, the pool might be hot, but you're still going in it. Yep. So we've got a cup of noodles. A cup. Let's talk cheese. We're going to use a mixture. We're going to use cheddar cheese and Gruyere. Ha ha ha. Don't have Gruyere, don't like Gruyere? Fine. You can use all cheddar. See how easy the recipes adapt to what you have on hand? What you like? Because remember, a recipe is a guideline. Start it out the way you want it. Take it to where you want to go. While we have a second, let's go ahead and talk about the cookbook. So my first cookbook is out. You can get it at thecspotfood.com, THECSPOTFOOD.com. Click on the tab that says merchandise and you'll see it. I will tell you we have some good things coming up. I know a lot of people have asked for the house seasoning mix. We're going to have that out there pretty soon, probably in the next couple weeks. So you'll be able to order the Sea Spot Spice. You'll be able to order Sea Spot Spice mix. Sous Chef wasn't aware that I was going to do that. So yeah, if you can see him, his mouth is wide open. Okay, so we're going to bring it to a slow boil. And we are there. Go add in your pasta noodles. Give it a what am I doing? Give it a stir. And we mix. Then we're going to cover it with a lid and let it cook for about 7 minutes. All right, so we got a good mix going. I like to bang on things. Cover it with a lid. See you back here in about 7 minutes. All right, so we've got our pasta cooking down. We've got our pasta cooking. We're gonna leave that in because I flub all the time. Cook it al dente. And here's what I'll tell you. Al dente to me and al dente to you might be 2 different al dentes. I like mine right there on the edge of, I don't like mush. I will tell you that the Banza pasta cooks up like regular pasta, but you might have to cook it just a little bit longer to get the right texture that you're looking for. But I will tell you, one pot cooking is a good thing. So we make one change is that I said I did like a half a cup of water or a quarter cup of water. I ended up having to add another quarter cup. So add the full half cup of water. So you've got 3/4 cup of stock and a half a cup of water. So add it in there because you'll need it. Because the pasta will soak up that water. So let's talk cheese again. So what I have is I have Gruyere and I have cheddar. I got my milk. Cheese is really subject to you. I mean, if you want to use Parmesan, use Parmesan. If you want to use all cheddar, use all cheddar. If you want to use white cheddar, use white cheddar. If you want to, I mean, there's so many different types of cheeses out there. I'm really basic when it comes to the cheeses. I've tried a lot of them, and I do like them. I like the different flavors. I like the milk cheeses. I like the goat milk cheeses. I like the cow's milk cheeses. I like all of them, the fresh ones. But I come back home, and my home is cheddar. Usually prefer white cheddar, but yellow cheddar works too. So I said all that to ramble on. We're nice and thick. See, most of our liquid has been absorbed into that pasta, which is a good thing. Gonna add our milk. You want to use plant-based milk? I've done it. Go ahead and use it. The milk's just going to add some richness. Now, I know in a couple of other videos I use tofu to thicken. I don't think I would use, actually, let me go ahead and say this. I would not use tofu in this one. And that's because the milk is being used to actually be a vehicle to melt the cheese and to add some richness. I wouldn't necessarily want to try and put that stress and strain on tofu. Ha ha ha. Sous chef was so shocked at how the tofu turned out in the soups. I was too. All right, so we're going in with our cheese, and we're going to just go in, and you're going to stir. It's going to melt down. It's going to melt down really lovely. I used a lot of cheese in mine because we are pro cheese here. You don't like cheese, lactose intolerant, use the veggie cheese. Use the vegetarian cheese. You can use, skip the cheese if you wanted to. Like I said, I mean, it's good the way it is. You can skip the cheese, add tomato, add some tomato paste to it. Change up your seasonings, and you have a taco. You have a taco meal. Add the tomato paste and some Italian seasoning, and put it over a spaghetti squash. Ooh, spaghetti squash. We're gonna have to do spaghetti squash on the site. All right, so we've got it all in. The cheese is melting down. We're just gonna let it cook uncovered for about 5 minutes, and then we're gonna be ready to eat. All right, see you back in a bit. All right, y'all, so we have the sauce is thickened up, the cheese sauce is thickened up. You've got your perfectly cooked noodles. You've got your finished product, and we're ready to eat. About 25 minutes. Yeah, about 25 minutes, and you'll have it. This is a quick one-pot meal. One-pot meal, and if you cook it in the Instant Pot, it's even faster. Yeah, there's nothing. I don't know what else to say. You got your veggies in there. If you wanted to add some more vegetables, as the sous chef scowls at me, you could put in some. You could put in some kale. You could put in some spinach, and have it cooked down with it. He does not like kale. I swear. He's giving me the screw face. I just garnished it with a little Italian parsley, and we are ready to go. So, as I always say, eat your veggies, and you can have a good meal. This is about 4 servings. Even though I used a half a pound and I cut down everything, it's still gonna be 4 servings, and that's enough for me in sous chef, because it's 2 meals, 2 lunches. That's the way we roll it here. That's the way we roll. 2 meals, 2 lunches. Yeah, good stuff, easy stuff, fast stuff. The recipe will be, I have a link to the recipe in the description. And if you try it, comment, let me know how it worked for you. Let me know if you did anything different. Let me know what changes you'd like to see to it. Let me know if you'd like me to do anything different to this recipe or any other recipe you'd like to see me cook here on the C-Spot channel. As always, it's been a pleasure to cook with you today. It's always my pleasure. Remember to go to our website, thecspotfood.com, THECSPOTFOOD.com, and order the cookbook. You can see any recipe. You can see other recipes that we have out there. This recipe will be out there as well. Pictures and all that kind of good stuff. You can see about sous chefs and my journey for weight loss since we've had the bariatric surgery. We're coming up on our surgiversary. Is that a word?
Yeah, actually, mine's coming up pretty soon.
Yeah, he's coming up on his surgiversary. I think his surgery was in 2018, and mine was in 2019. Yes. So yeah, so we've got surgiversaries coming, and you can see where we are, where we stalled, where we failed, where we picked up again. Because it is a journey, y'all. It is a journey. I mean, I'm a pastry chef and a chef, so sometimes I can't resist that croissant or that cookie. I'll eat it. But yeah, the journey. We're all on that journey. And in all you do, remember to enjoy the journey. See you later.